is Step 1 with Freddie Wilson. Welcome to another episode of Step 1. I'm Freddie Wilson. As a reminder, you can find every episode of Step 1 on Spotify and YouTube. And if you want to see more Step 1, give me a follow on Instagram at Step 1 with Freddie Wilson and Twitter at Step 1 Podcasts. We got a great show for you today. My good friend Joseph Murciano is joining the show, talk some football, and we're going to go straight to that interview right now. All right, let's ride. All right, today we welcome on a very special guest, reoccurring guest. You've been on the show a bunch. Here to talk all things football, Joseph Murciano. Welcome to Step 1. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good. Excited for the games this weekend. A little bummed about last weekend, but we're putting last weekend in the past. May have been the worst football weekend of my life. We're diving right into it. It was a rough weekend.
Yeah, for you, definitely.
For me personally, it was not my best weekend.
Yes, that makes sense.
The Ducks, thought maybe they could win, but wasn't surprised they lost. I was surprised they lost by like 30. The Packers broke my heart and ruined my dreams.
Yeah, I forgot that you were a Packers fan. I thought you were just referring to Oregon, but yeah, that's really bad. That's a bad weekend for you, Fred.
It's a bad weekend. The Packers, I don't know what to say. Like, I knew the Bears were going to do it too. That's the worst part because they've been doing it all year. And I just kept on thinking, like, someone texted me, like, yo, let's play Rocket League. The Packers got this in the bag. And I'm like, yeah, like, not so fast.
Yeah. I don't know. The Packer, I mean, it wasn't your year, you know. Micah
It was
Parsons got
never our
hurt.
year, but I would have been nice to beat the Bears in the playoffs. It was never going to be our year.
Micah Parsons got hurt, you know.
Even
So
then, Micah Parsons getting injured, but like we ended the season on a 4-game losing streak, which is never good going into the playoffs.
yeah, it was
I had to
tough.
cheer for the freaking Vikings to get into the playoffs. See how
Dude,
embarrassing that is?
9 is good.
This wasn't when JJ McCarthy was playing. This
I
was
know, but
Max
he's
Bros. This was the
he's the
Vikings
truth.
Lions game.
He's the truth.
No, this was Max Brosmer. This was when he
I
had a
know, but I
horrible
want it
game.
out there. I want the world to know that JJ McCarthy will be a top 5 quarterback in the NFL next season.
I mean, you're a little biased.
A little biased, but I also know ball.
You do know ball a little bit. You do know enough to come on the show, so you're pretty qualified.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I mean, I've been saying the same thing about Bo Nix. Am I biased or do I know ball?
You know ball. Same way I know ball.
So you think JJ McCarthy is top 5 quarterback next season?
I do.
Okay, that's bad news for me because I'm a Packers fan.
That is bad news for you.
Yeah, not good at all. Anyways, let's talk about a little bit of college football. You went to the Orange Bowl. What was it like being there as a neutral fan?
As a neutral fan, it was one of the worst football games I've ever seen.
Just because
Well,
the
Texas
score?
Tech scored 0 points,
That's
and
good.
there was like 10 total first downs in the entire game. But I had a blast watching it.
All right.
Both teams didn't look good. Texas Tech coming into the game was the number 2 rated offense in college football. Had like 4 first downs the whole game. So that I don't really know how that could have made sense. The analysts really screwed that one up. Their defense came out to play though. I
Their
will
defense
say.
is good. I will give them that. The Ducks did not have the best offensive production. The defense came in the clutch,
Yeah.
but it's all for naught now because we got demolished by Indiana.
Yeah. Well, I don't think this was Oregon's year either.
I really thought like maybe it could have been. I knew they were going to be good. I just didn't realize how much better Indiana is.
Yeah, that was honestly, I think that was kind of a surprise to the world.
Well, I knew Indiana was going to be good again. I just didn't realize they were going to like be this good.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to be like, it was going to be like last year again. Like, oh, they can dunk on a team's they normally wouldn't have beaten. But like, can they beat the big boys?
I don't know.
And
What happened to Dante Moore? He kind of ruined his NFL draft stock this weekend.
that's why he's coming back. Thank God.
Well,
I'm
is
very.
he coming? Is he coming back for sure, or is he
He's a
seeing
he's officially coming back.
how much money do they pay him to
I
come
mean,
back?
not as much as the NFL would have.
Mm, maybe after this weekend.
Not
Maybe
not as much as
if
the
he
NFL
slipped
would
into
have.
the second or third
No,
round.
he would have. He was projected to be a top three pick,
I know he was until he had the worst
and
playoffs ever.
he probably still would have been a top three pick
No, I don't think
because the
so.
Jets are that desperate for a quarterback.
I mean, the Jets have been drafting quarterbacks that haven't panned out for many years.
That's why I'm glad he's on the New York Jet. I would have had to root for the Jets on the side.
Yeah,
You
that
know,
would have been
embarrass.
tough for you.
You know, embarrass. Like I have to root for the Broncos on the side. I'm all for that. The Chargers on the side.
Why are you a Chargers fan?
Herbert, baby.
Oh, right.
I'm not a Chargers fan. I just like if they're on and they're not playing the
I
Packers,
guess
I root for Herbert.
I guess I am the same way because I'm a Harbaugh fan.
Yeah, so you root for the Chargers. You only have one Michigan quarterback
Well, so far,
so far. What do you think Bryce Underwood's going to the NFL one day?
yes.
You don't like Bryce Underwood that
Well, I
much.
didn't like him this season. Well, I didn't know that. So here, I didn't know a lot of things. Number one, I didn't know that Michigan didn't have a quarterback coach. Who the heck doesn't have a quarterback coach? That's
Uh,
outrageous.
I mean, Schrammore was busy doing other things,
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah, he was
Maybe
busy.
he forgot to hire a quarterback coach.
Yeah, he was busy DMing OnlyFans models. He forgot to run the offense and he forgot to coach. I mean, this season was just it was embarrassing. Not only did we lose all the big games, we got smoked in all of the big games, and Underwood looked horrible. He was
He's a freshman though. You got to give him some credit.
he he is a freshman, and I would have been encouraged, but he didn't get better as the season went on. He just stayed the same. I don't know if you
I
notice
think
anything
well,
different.
Kyle Whittingham's a defensive minded coach, but I think Kyle Whittingham is going to help him.
I think so too. Kyle Whittingham, well, Michigan is a defensive minded program. That's what we're built on. We're built on the run game and we're built on defense. That's what we do. And I think I mean, Kyle Whittingham is undisputedly one of the great college football coaches in history. So I'm sure he's got some tricks up his sleeves to develop a quarterback. He had Cam Rising most recently, who had a couple of really good seasons. I'm not concerned.
Yeah, I think Michigan is in a good direction. But let's talk about the national championship a little bit. In your hometown of Miami, and the hometown Canes are going to be there. Indiana's winning this game. It's just a question about how much. There's no
I
way Miami wins this game.
I'm not I'm not 100% sure about that. I think Indiana's undisputed favorite, but Indiana had one close game this season, and it was against Ohio State.
And
And
Penn State too.
yeah, but that was too early on.
That was middle of the season.
Right. The Ohio State game was like 3 weeks ago,
Yeah.
and they won by a single point. And you know who beat Ohio
They won by a
State?
field goal.
No, they won 14-13.
What was the field? You sure?
It may have been a field goal. You might be right. Regardless, it was a very close game. And you know who beat Ohio State?
Who beat Ohio State?
The Canes.
They did beat the Canes. Yeah, it was 13-10.
13-10. I
Yes,
mean, by the
oh
transitive property.
Miami did beat Ohio State, but Ohio State people were arguing already better than they were last year. I hopped on that bandwagon a bit, but I also didn't watch Ohio State that much, so I was really didn't know what I was talking about. I thought like, oh, they weren't playing that good of teams. They beat Texas, what did they do? But like once they played legitimate competition, They had a very easy schedule,
They did. They did have a very easy
and
schedule,
everyone
but
just
they
thought like,
played.
oh, they've got it down. They got Jeremiah Smith. The defense is awesome. They beat Texas.
I mean, I hate Ohio State as much as anyone in the world, but they did play Indiana tough,
They did give Indiana a run for their money, and
and no one else really did that.
I mean Penn
I
State did, or
aside from Penn State, yeah, you're right.
but I for the national championship game is gonna be interesting. I just hope it's not a blowout because Indiana's just been blowing out teams all season.
Yeah, and Cignetti is the best college football coach in history.
You know, he when I met him, he wanted nothing to do with me. He had wanted.
So do we not like Cignetti
I
on this
love
show?
Signetti. I have a Signetti shirt.
He's the greatest coach in college football history.
I mean, yeah, he might just be like he hasn't won a championship yet, but he's about to
He's never,
probably.
yeah. I mean, as long as the NFL doesn't poach him, it looks like he's on
He's
track to
not
win.
going to
Like,
the NFL. He's
yeah,
not going to the NFL.
yes, he's not. He might not go to the NFL yet, but as long as the NFL doesn't poach him, he's poised to become the winningest college football coach in history. And that guy knows ball. He does. He knows
He,
more ball than me.
but he's also set an unrealistic expectation for like any new coach going to a program because he's set the bar. You have to win immediately, and that's just like that's not always the case.
One expects.
On you
No, it's
faded in and
never the
out.
case. Actually, I don't think should be an expectation for any coach. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
That shouldn't be an expectation for anybody.
But he set that bar.
I mean, the bar, you can set the bar wherever you want. That was one of the most outrageous things that have happened in sports history.
I mean, if he
Maybe
had won,
if not the most.
if he had made a bowl game at Indiana his first season, that would have been exceeding expectations. There
They
was
did make a
no
bowl
ex.
game.
Yeah, there were no. But they made more than a bowl game. They made a playoff in his first season,
Yeah.
and now
Oh,
for
I see what you're
now for
saying.
now for
Yeah.
the national championship. Like in his first season, there was so little expectation because It was Indiana football, the most losing program in history.
Yeah.
No, they're a basketball school, and they're not even that good at basketball anymore. Like no one cared about Hoosier football.
He is a beast. I
Uh,
mean, he's the greatest coach of all time.
yeah, like I bought the Signetti shirt before I realized I had to deal with him, and now I have to deal with him. And he beat my team twice,
Yeah.
and
Although,
he made it look easy.
well, Oregon didn't put up much of a fight.
Our first game we put up a five. We had a pick six the first game.
You guys had a pick six this game too.
Yeah, just and not in our favor.
Yeah. First play of the
First play of
game.
the game. Thank you for reminding me. That's when I knew my night was over. It was 7-7 at one point. I'm just saying.
It was.
It was.
If only it had ended like that.
Yeah, but it was 7-7 before Fernando Mendoza touched the ball. That's not a very good sign. And
I
once
can't
Fernando touched the ball, I'm like, it's over.
I can't make up my mind about Fernando.
He's going to be the first overall pick.
Without a doubt.
Unless the Raiders like really just want to like not draft him,
No.
he's going to be a Raider.
Yeah, he'll be a Raider. I mean, more so of like, is this guy the weirdest guy in history?
I mean, as someone who's met him briefly, he seemed like a cool dude.
You think so?
I mean, by that I mean I said hi, I'm Freddie. He said hi, I'm Fernando. We took a picture. Me and Spire went to the Heisman together. We talked about it a couple episodes back.
So, and that was enough for you to think that he was a normal guy?
I mean, again, that was our very brief interaction. I don't think he's a weirdo. I think he's a normal guy.
What
I think
about
every
all of his
quarterback is a little bit weird.
what about all of his interviews?
I think he's a nice guy. I don't think he's an odd dude.
All right, I guess we agree to disagree here. I was like cringing
I think
listening to some of
I
his
thought his speech at the
we're
Heisman was really good.
yes, that was a good speech. That was a genuine speech. But when he won the Big Ten championship and he goes, "We're flipping champs," that was
Some
super
people don't
weird.
swear.
It's not about not swearing. I can't. I just couldn't believe he said that.
We didn't want to say frickin'.
Well, I gathered that
He didn't want to
much.
say the word he can't say on TV, but he can't say on his podcast. Three, two, one, fucking. He couldn't say that because that's a bleep button on the TV. So
Yeah.
I think flippant was an appropriate word. It's not a word I would use in my vocabulary, but heat of the moment, sure. You could say we're flipping champs, and they are flipping champs. Put
They
it on
are
a t-shirt.
champs. I'm not taking anything away from his football accomplishments. I'm just saying he's weird.
I get well, I can't say every quarterback's weird, but there are a lot of weird quarterbacks. And
Yeah.
the weirdest
Like,
position is obviously kicker. Those are always weirdos.
I don't know, dude.
Kickers are always weird.
Your your goat is a massive weirdo.
Yeah, he is. Aaron Rodgers is kind of a weird dude.
He's
Yeah, but
unbelievably weird.
here, shift to the NFL. It was very satisfying for me to watch him lose in
Is he
spectacular fashion.
is he
He's
gonna
done.
retire?
I hope so.
I
I
don't
don't
think
want to
he
see him.
will.
I don't want to see him win a playoff game on another team, and I'm so glad he didn't.
Yeah, he should retire.
I think. I mean, you could make the argument don't go out like that, but like
I mean,
the Steelers might not even want him. I mean, if you think about it, whatever Steelers is going to do now, Mike Tomlin's gone. Like,
yeah, I don't know.
like
I
you
heard
draft a new quarterback, you just play Mason Rudolph and hope he wins you some games. Like,
no, no, no. I think that they um if Rodgers retires, they'll have some sort of salary cap and they can pick someone up. They can pick up Tua's contract.
pick up yeah, your Dolphins. Who are they going to hire?
I don't know. I don't care. I'm done with them.
You're done with the Dolphins,
Yeah, I hate them.
but they're the only team you've ever loved.
I used to be an Eagles fan and then I switched like 10 years ago.
You were an Eagles fan?
I was. I used to remember. Well, I guess it was a long time ago, but I used to live in South Carolina,
I did
and
not know this.
I didn't have a team there, and my family, who also lives in South Carolina, was from Philly, so I rooted for the Eagles until I moved to Miami.
You've lived in Miami the entire time I've known you. So this must have been a
That
long time
might be
ago.
true. That may be true. I moved to Miami when I was 12, and it took a couple of years to become a Miami sports fan, and then I finally caved.
Then he came and became. I mean, come on, it had to be a good time. You were there during the LeBron era.
It was yeah. So that was the only good thing going for them. And then there was the Panthers, but now we're back to being bad at everything.
What are you talking? The Panthers just won the Stanley Cup.
Well, I'm saying this season.
Yeah, I mean Miami basketball is not great, but
Maybe
you have the
basketball
hey,
is
you have the Hurricanes.
so, but I'm not a Hurricanes fan.
I know you're not a Hurricanes fan. Is it? It's for really. It's for divided. Like even within Miami, I've always wondered. Like there's three big state schools. There's three big schools. They're not all state schools. Miami's private, but
Right.
like, is it just like a mess of like division between like FSU, Florida, and Miami down there?
Not in Miami, in northern Florida, that's the case. In southern Florida, since like you said, Miami's a private school, like there are a lot of people that from Miami that go there, but it's not like the majority. A lot of people are from all over the country, and then a lot of those kids end up leaving Florida. They don't stay for that long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's just like you got the whole thing going with like you have three big schools. You can throw UCF in there as well.
I don't get it. I don't get what happened. I don't know what's going on. I don't. There should be no excuse for Florida State not to be good, for Florida not to be good. They've it feels like they have on what they keep getting wrong. How could
Yeah,
it be hard to convince someone to go to a school like Florida? It
because
can't.
you're
It's impossible for it to be hard.
I've
It's like
said it so many
such a
times on the
historic
show. If
program.
you're recruiting in the state of Florida, if you're recruiting a kid from like one of the seven Florida high schools, like an IMG or like American Heritage, the fact that I know these schools, the fact that I know these schools exist is wild. But the point being
Yeah,
is, if you're recruiting from like a St. Thomas Aquinas, you're competing with Miami, you're competing with Florida State, you're competing with probably LSU, like you're competing with so many schools that it's just hard to
right.
convince
But
someone to go to
all
it's
the schools you just it's just close to home for people. People like to go to school close to home, like
yeah,
where
but
they grew up
Tallahassee and
watching
Gainesville
football.
aren't that far from each other.
But that's not where the talent is. There's more than enough talent in Florida for both of those schools to pick up players from the state of
But then
Florida.
but then you have a bunch of other schools coming and say, "Hey, ditch Florida, come to us."
No, I know that's how recruiting works, but people from Florida should want to stay there. It's a pride thing, you know? You know how in the Midwest, all like Underwood, who's a Michigan guy, and he dished LSU to go play for his hometown team.
Yeah, it does happen sometimes. But at the end of the day, like sometimes like you want to be in like a winning situation, and if that means leaving the state, that's what you gotta do.
Yeah, but we shouldn't have even gotten there. Florida should have just been always just a gold mine for talent. It happened with the U in the 90s and the early 2000s. It happened with Florida. It happened with Florida State. And I don't understand how they got to this situation. All of those teams were national championships multiple times over
Well,
in the last 20 years,
Florida State only won one.
I guess. But Florida with Urban Meyer and Miami now, and then when they had Ray Lewis, and now they have unlimited money. This is a good year for Miami, but they're also lumped into this like crap football program category up until this year.
I mean, they were good last year too.
With Cam, they missed the playoffs, the
They missed the
ACC.
playoffs, but they were still good.
I don't buy it.
Hey,
They're good this year.
yeah,
I
I
will
mean
give
they're
them that.
very good this year. They're in
I'll give them
they're in
that.
the championship.
If although Cristobal is somehow going to drop the ball in the national championship, but
I mean, I here's the thing. I went to Oregon, so obviously Crystal Ball. I was there during the Crystal Ball era, and every year was like the same old thing. Like Crystal Ball, great guy, great coach, great recruiter, but would always like make these like just blunders. And I was just like, and it kind of happened in Miami the first couple of years where he would like, the game where he should have just taken the knee, ran a play, they fumble it, they lose the game. But he hasn't been making those mistakes this year.
he has it. The season's not over.
The season's not over, but again, like I'm just like, I don't think they're gonna lose when they lose the national championship, which I think they will. I don't think it's gonna be because Chris Ball makes coaching errors. I think it's gonna be because they just get outclassed by Indiana.
Maybe.
I don't think it's gonna come down to Chris Ball like making a bad play call, like running the ball when he shouldn't run the ball, throwing the ball when he shouldn't throw the ball, which he's done in the past.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. This will be a great test for him to see whether or not he's matured.
He's a great coach. He's a great recruiter, and he's perfect for Miami. He went there. He's from there. Like you're talking about Florida talent. Yeah, he's homegrown Florida talent.
Yeah.
It's and again, like I was bummed he left Oregon, but we got an upgrade Dan Lanning, in my opinion. I think we got an upgrade. We got the perfect coach for Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
But let's talk about the NFL now.
Let's do
Uh
it.
let's see. Let me look at the slot of games. I just gotta remind myself. All right. First game of the weekend. Bills Broncos. What
This should this should
which
be
version of the
good.
Broncos are we gonna get? Because we know the defense is gonna play lights out. But
I, I
is
was
Bo
going to say
Nix going to
which
show
version of the
up?
Bills are going to show up.
Well, we kind of know. We know Josh Allen's going to take over at some point. It's just a question of can the Broncos defense stop him, and can Bo Nix do enough to
Do we know
overcome
that?
Josh Allen being Superman?
I recall the Bills losing to the Dolphins this season.
They did lose to the Dolphins.
They have not played consistent football at all this year. A lot of highs, a lot of lows. But I
It's.
guess here they are. I like the Broncos here.
I mean, it's Mile High Stadium, but like again, like it's gonna be. What's the weather in Denver?
It doesn't really matter. The Bills are conditioned to the cold.
I don't know, but it's just a factor. Weather Saturday. All right, it's sunny and 40 degrees. So it won't be the weather won't be an issue.
No, I don't. I wouldn't have thought it would have been an issue even if it was cold and snowy.
It it doesn't it snows in Denver on occasion, but it snows in the mountains.
It's true.
That's not the point. The point is like the weather won't be an issue. Not that it would affect the Bills anyways. But I think we're going to see Josh Allen have himself a game. The question is what can the Broncos defense do to stop him, and then what can Bo Nix do to help them out?
Yeah. I think if Josh Allen has himself a game, I don't see how they could lose. I don't think Bo Nix is good enough to go into a shootout with Josh Allen, but I don't think that the Bills are going to get their offense going.
If they get James Cook going, it's over.
You know that you're speaking to a fantasy football champion this season.
Not in my league.
Not in our league, but Nadav and I won in our college league.
So you're telling me you're in another league?
I'm in another
You've been
league.
seeing other leagues.
Been seeing other leagues.
I
Been seeing other
I
leagues, and
thought.
we had James Cook, and we won this year.
All right. So James Cook. It depends which. I think James Cook is going to show up because he's been pretty good most of the season. He's had
I think
some
he's been
down games.
outstanding.
Well, he's had some down games, but overall he's been pretty good.
I don't really know. He has had one or two, but he's been generally outstanding.
Yeah, I think.
He was like the number 5 running back in fantasy this year.
Yeah, I think he's pretty good. It's
Yeah.
it's gonna be it's cool that Denver's in the playoffs. It's been a while. Mile High is gonna be rocking.
Mile High is gonna be
Hard place to
rocking.
win the game. Not just it's the elevation. You have the fans,
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you.
and there's no way to simulate elevation. Like, what do you like? Wear a wear like one of those masks on your face that deprive oxygen.
Well, they're probably gonna show up there a week early to get used to it.
But even then, like if you're not living in it, like there's just
Yeah,
no way to simulate it.
that's true. These guys are also pros. I'm not sure that it makes that big of a difference. Especially in the cold, when it's cold out, you don't you tend to not get tired as fast.
It's Rocky Mountain High.
Yeah, we will see.
All right, next game 49ers Seahawks.
I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I lived in San Francisco, so I'm kind of a Niners fan.
You're a Niners, you're a bang bang Niner gang.
Kind of. A little part of me will always be. That's a great city and a great town, and they've got a really good team. They've had a really good team for a long time.
If Brock Purdy goes off, they're gonna win. And they've been winning game, but the thing is, Brock Purdy he lost Kittle. He only has Christian McCaffrey at this point.
He lost Kittle. Ayuk didn't play this season.
The defense is deplete. They're playing with like third string like linebackers.
These are all true things, and they still pulled it out last game.
They did pull it out. They did pull it out. They had an but the Eagles were a mess from the get go.
That is true.
Like
The Eagles are
if
bad.
your fans are booing you at your home stadium, you're doing something very wrong.
The Eagles fans are also just tough, and they're kind of just like assholes. You know,
That is
I
their
don't
reputation.
I don't feel bad for them. They've won what, two Super Bowls in 5 years. They're booing their team out of the stadium. Come on.
They're booing their team during the game.
I mean, it's ridiculous. I feel so bad for Hurts, although I think he's bad, but I feel so bad for the guy. He's the only quarterback in history to win a Super Bowl and get booed off the field.
Yeah, I mean, Eagles fans have high standards.
It's ridiculous. They're the worst.
Hey, the cheesesteaks are really good though.
They are good.
Yeah, I think with the Seahawks are the most complete team, and I don't think Sam Darnold is going to shit the bed. I think Sam Darnold is going to play well too.
Yeah, I could see it.
And the offense is awesome. They can run the ball with Kenneth Walker and Charbonnet.
You know what? I also have ties to the Seahawks because I'm a big Vance McDonald guy.
Who's Vance McDonald again?
The coach,
Okay, why are
the
you Vance
Seahawks,
McDonald guy?
he was the defensive coordinator for Michigan for a couple of years.
Okay,
And he took an NFL defensive coordinator job. I forget where again. Oh, he went back to the Ravens. That's right. He was a Ravens assistant coach.
is this Mike McDonald or Vance McDonald?
Is it?
It's Mike McDonald.
Yeah, you're
You
definitely
just
right.
called him Vance. How did you get the name Vance?
I don't know. Yeah, you're
I
totally
was like,
right.
who the hell's Vance McDonald?
I don't know why I thought it was Vance. I've also been calling him Vance for years, so
It's not even close to Mike.
it's not even close. I'm gonna keep stick with Vance.
Mike, yeah, Mike McDonald. Hold on. I didn't know he worked at Michigan. Let me look at his bio. Yeah, Michigan defensive coordinator 2021.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was the guy after Don Brown that turned the defense around.
Yeah, his name's Mike, not Vance.
Yeah, Vance is a great defensive mind. And he was a Ravens assistant before that. Then John gave him to Jim. Jim coached him up, taught him the game, and he went back to the Ravens, I'm pretty sure. And then he is now arguably the best head coach in football.
Yeah. And he's also from Massachusetts, or at least he was born in Massachusetts.
And that's less relevant.
It's all the thing. It's the only reason why I need to root for him, and also because Seahawks Stadium is where I saw Taylor Swift, so Lumen Field holds a special place in my heart.
So it sounds like we're going for the Seahawks.
I mean, I'm probably gonna root for the Niners because I got some Niners friends, but Lumen Field, when I see it on TV, I can remember where I was sitting during the Eras tour.
Yeah,
10 out
I
of 10
like
experience.
I like Vance. He's a good guy.
How'd you get the name Vance?
He just looks like a Vance.
He looks like a Mike.
No, he doesn't. He looks like a Vance.
Okay. Because I thought you were talking about like some random like assistant coach on who happened to have the same last name as Mike McDonald.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Next games. We got those are the Saturday games. Those we got the Texans Patriots. The Texans defense is awesome.
It's so good.
And Stroud like has not looked great this season. He's looked competent. He's not a bad quarterback, but the defense is made up for all of his blunders.
Yeah, I totally agree. That defense is so scary. They scored more points than the offense last game, didn't they?
I had 2 touchdowns, so I don't know if they scored more points than the offense, but like they definitely like were a factor.
They're scary good. I
It's
don't
just
know.
like it's
But
just a
you're
good
right.
defense. The offense can get the job done when needed.
Well, Nico's not playing, remember?
Yeah, Nico got a concussion.
So, well,
I don't know if he's questionable for the game.
Concussions don't mean much in the NFL, to be honest with you.
Questionable.
Concussions.
Concussions don't mean much. They mean a whole lot. They're
Well, to normal people, not to NFL players. I watched Tua go into fencing position and then play like 3 weeks later. And then CD did the same thing and played the following week.
yeah. Well, they handled Tua's situation terribly.
CD just did the same thing.
Again, it depends on a player, but they handled Tua's situation terribly.
I mean,
Tua got severely concussed multiple times.
I agree. I'm not saying he didn't, but I'm saying CD did the same exact thing. CD did the thing with his hands.
We were like, I don't remember what the position is.
It's called fencing position.
Okay,
When
I'm
you
not.
when you when you hit your head really, really hard, your brain wants to like it wants to do the motions
Mhm.
that it was about to do before it got knocked out. And so that's why to his hands were moving all these weird positions as he got knocked out. And CD also got a concussion and also did some weird stuff with his hands. That's how you know he went into fencing position, which is the worst kind of concussion. CD missed 0 football games after he went into fencing position.
Maybe they broad concussion protocol.
So
Jerry's got the money.
my point is, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Nico Collins, even though he absolutely should
I
not
just
play.
read that he's trending in the wrong direction.
I mean, I love Nico Collins. He's a Michigan guy.
I think they're called Michigan men.
He's a Michigan man, but we'll see.
All right, and then the final game we got Rams Bears. The Bears defense.
Dude,
I know they
I
lead the league in takeaways, but they're not that good.
I do not like the Bears one bit.
I don't like the
And I
Bears
hate
either.
I hate Caleb Williams.
You've been very vocal about this on this podcast.
I don't know why. I don't really get
It's
it.
the painted fingernails. I'm telling you.
It's everything. It's all of it. It's the earrings, the lip gloss. I don't like his face. I don't like the way he plays football.
You
I
just
don't
have
like his
so much beef
attitude.
with this guy for no reason.
I don't know what it is. I just don't like him.
I don't like him because he plays for the Chicago Bears.
I don't really care about the Bears.
Oh,
I
I do.
do really like Ben Johnson.
I hate Ben Johnson because he coaches for Chicago Bears.
I think Ben Johnson's a great guy, and I also am a big Colson Loveland fan.
Of course you are. That doesn't surprise me one bit because, again, he went to Michigan. He's a Michigan man.
He is, and he's the best tight end in football.
But the Rams have been pretty good all season. And Stafford might win an MVP. So if anyone can beat the
Yeah,
Bears,
it's
it's going to be the Rams. But again, if the Rams get out to an early lead, just watch. The Bears could easily come back because they've been doing it all season long, and it's ridiculous. All right. Before I let you go,
yeah.
Super Bowl, Sox Super Bowl. Do you remember what you guessed or what you predicted?
I guess whichever team is going to win the Super Bowl.
You guessed early on the season. Do you remember who you predicted?
Yeah, I guessed correctly.
Do you remember who it was?
No.
It's Bills. You guessed Bills over Eagles. So the
Okay.
Eagles
Well,
are out. So you
the
got
Eagles
you
are out.
already
So my pick could still work.
you could still get the Bills right.
Yeah. Well, they're not going to win either. Um, I'm going to revise that pick.
Okay, let's change on
I'm changing it to the Rams.
Rams. And who are the Rams beating or losing to?
I could see them losing to the Texans.
Okay, Rams over Texans over Rams. All right, this has been awesome. Always good to have you on the show. Welcome back whenever you want. Good to see you. That's our show for this week. Thank you so much for watching. We will be back next week. Big Fred, over and out.